Welcome to Tech, Tesla, and Trends. In this episode, we're going to discuss the Q3 report and specifically the Tesla Semi. And the impact that it's going to have upon the world is phenomenal. Again, Elon reiterated that 500-mile range, which, he didn't say it was going to be going uphill. He did say flat on the land, so across the Midwest and plains, that's probably a great thing, but who knows how that's going to go over the Rockies, but we'll check and see in time. But the big thing that I really picked up on in this particular report was a statement by Elon when he was asking, or he was discussing people that had told him it can't be done. I just found that absolutely hilarious. You're telling the man who reinvented rockets and reinvented the electric car in a new way from a production standpoint, not necessarily reinvented the car itself, but production-wise, he totally helped revolutionize that and change that. And when you look at it, somebody telling Elon that it can't be done, oh man, there is some truth with this. Never bet against Elon. It's really a bad plan. I can guarantee you're going to end up on the wrong side of history if you're doing that. Just take a look at those that are short in Tesla. They may win for a short period, but long term, they are missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime. And full disclosure here, I am a majority investor for my portfolio. Majority is in Tesla. So, anyways, the thing that I took away from this call is that they're looking to hit a 50,000 annualized truck run rate. When you think about the number of semis that's going to kick out to the world and where they're running and how they'll be utilized around the world, it ties into one of the problems that was specifically called out, that Tesla had gotten too big too fast, and that there were not enough semis or ships to ship the cars for their production in a timely fashion. If we think that's an issue today with this quarter, next quarter is going to be worse for that backlog that's occurring. And the longer this goes on without semi, it becomes a bigger and bigger bottleneck, which is why Elon and the team very quickly pivoted to kick out the semi sooner than they had been talking about this year, I believe, because it's become one of those bottlenecks. And Elon reiterated again that they're going to hit those bottlenecks as they come up, and that is a critical detail. Those bottlenecks to production and to achieving Tesla's goals as a whole are items that you just keep an eye on. As you see one, recognize that if there's not a quality player in that hole, that Elon is going to come in and either completely buy out a vendor or revolutionize that process internally to Tesla. It's very similar to that whole conversation that I started off with, that people telling him it can't be done, and he asked, well, what are your numbers? See, this is the key. Elon always begins with first principles, and there are too many people that don't look at the world from a first principles thinking. Know your numbers. Understand the science behind it. Do you understand the physics? Do you understand the math that's involved? If you don't, double check. Learn something before you start fully diving in and tossing out your opinion. So the key here, he says that the person went silent and then tossed out hydrogen. That's not an answer. There's no numbers involved in that. And that's one of those things that if you can't talk the numbers, that's all. You're just gonna effectively answer with a yes instead of answering the question. Well, that's all funny and good in the memes, but it doesn't answer the science questions and get the job done from an engineering perspective. So the other key takeaway that I saw there was with that December 1st delivery for the Tesla semis going to Pepsi. Pepsi's got a, their trucks are not going to be overloaded from a perspective of weight to volume. So it's an ideal match for the early production trucks with that 500-mile range for Pepsi to be able to deliver and push that all around the U.S. And then the final item that I heard that just blew my mind, and when you really think about there was an exchange after one of the questions, and I'll be darned if I could find it again, but it was a 2-for-1 effort, and in referring to Platform 3, which will be the robo-taxi and the smaller model car, and discussing that. And the automotive development team is taking that from a perspective of trying to turn that into essentially 2-for-1, cut it in half as far as costs, space requirements for production, as far as the overall cost to produce the vehicle, but also probably I wouldn't say that the actual price will be cut in half, because I severely doubt that due to the demand that will be generated by such a phenomenal platform. But the key being that the space required to manufacture it is going to be cut in half. The overall cost to Tesla to manufacture it cut in half. When you factor that in and realize the demand that's going to occur with that particular product, you can understand that it's going to explode the amount of product Tesla has to move, and that the necessity to have a large number of semis on the road and available to Tesla for moving product across the country, not just in the United States, but in China and also in Germany, through Europe and all the rest of that. This is going to become a very important product for Tesla to deliver the very things that they are selling to the rest of the world in such record numbers. Every quarter is just a new record after a new record. And for some reason, the analysts just don't seem to get that this is going to continue. They're like, oh yeah, well, I don't see how they could do it again. And so lo and behold, oh gee, imagine that, they did it again. Yeah, exactly. And they're going to continue to execute in a flawless manner. Well, flawless from a perspective of they will overcome the odds. They will continue to hit the details that are in front of them with superior engineering and a mindset that they actually can achieve. And that commitment, as they jokingly, there's a big joke in there about new products coming out and when you could expect to hear about those. And the joke revolved around we're committed to continuous improvement. If anybody understands how Tesla works, and if you don't, you need to go take a look at a Joe Justice conversation, any of the interviews that he's done with various folks. It is a phenomenal, rapidly changing product line or production line. And as things evolve, they're consistently improving and tweaking, all to bring down that price and to improve the quality or safety of the product. And that is a critical detail that is going to continue to improve that bottom line each quarter. And there is so much more in this Q3 report. I'll follow up on several of the other items. It is just phenomenal to me, the quality of things that are going to be missed in the mainstream media. They're just not going to understand the details of what's happening, what that little gem of a statement actually means to Q4 and beyond. It is It is truly an impressive thing to watch. And I just encourage you to take a look at that Q3. Listen to it. It's only about an hour 15 minutes long. It is a wonderful thing. Go check it out. For now, catch you later. Be sure to subscribe, and we will be back with more on tech, Tesla, and the trends that are being generated there. Have a good night.